Hey everybody, Jason here, and I'm back with another quick video for you guys today. I've done some videos on my 6040 CNC in the past, and I wanted to do a lot more. I really wanted to do like an absolute beginner's guide, but instead of making like a 40 or a 50-minute long video, I thought it would be a lot easier to consume and a lot easier to learn for everybody if we did them in small 1, 2, 3, 4-minute chunks. So we're gonna do a bunch of smaller videos in this upcoming series. There's a ton of awesome information about learning to run a CNC, kind of like in the DIY style on YouTube. But what I found is there aren't a lot of really good videos that take you literally from start to finish, from designing a part in CAD to creating tool paths and then actually going out, setting up the machine and running it and creating the part. And so that's something that I'd really like to do over the course of the next few months in these videos. Please keep in mind, I'm not a professional machinist. I'm not even close to a professional machinist. I'm probably the farthest thing from a professional machinist you'll ever find. Everything I've learned about CNC machining has been learned either on YouTube or through forums, and there are a ton of really good resources out there. If you happen to be a professional machinist or have some experience, feel free to point out my mistakes in the comments or better ways of doing things, because I'm always looking to learn. I'm sure that we'll make some mistakes together, and hopefully we'll both laugh about it, and if we break anything, we'll just go ahead and fix it. So with that said, let's get going. This is my CNC router. It's a 6040 CNC, and I actually bought this from a company in China that no longer exists. This thing works really well, although I have to tell you guys, it didn't work that well when I got it and actually unpackaged it with all the components that I got from China. It actually came with this control box right here, and I ended up having to do a whole new motion controller, which I explained in my first video, which I'll link to either up here in the corner or down in the description. CNC routers are really useful for a ton of different stuff, and probably if you're a hobbyist and you want to do things like custom carbon fiber parts or custom fiberglass parts, or maybe you want to do wood sign making and things like that, you're cutting plastic and acrylic, a CNC router is probably what you want. And here's really what distinguishes a CNC router from something like a CNC mill. Number one, it's got a much bigger surface, much bigger work area. The spindle spins much faster on a CNC router traditionally than it does on a CNC mill. It's not nearly as rigid. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's some flex right there. And so it really limits the hardness of materials that you can cut. And while you probably could cut some harder materials, I've cut aluminum on this one, you probably wouldn't want to cut steel. I'm not saying you can't, but your depth of cut and your width of cut, those are terms that we'll talk about more as we get into part setup and machinings and feeds and speeds and stuff like that. They're just limited on a machine, because really what you want is a heavy, rigid, powerful machine to cut hard materials or to take deep cuts or wide cuts with your tools. So with that said, I love CNC routers. They're a ton of fun, and when you want to do parts for your helicopter or your drone, this is probably what you want. If you're going to be making brass, steel, or titanium parts, then you're definitely going to want to take it over to the mill. So let's head over to the mill. This is my CNC converted mill. This is actually a Grizzly G0704 that you can purchase for about $1,200, and it's been converted to CNC using an Arizona Video CNC conversion, and then the motion controls and the stepper motors from Automation Technologies. I really love that machine. You guys actually can't see, but I'll show you real quick. It actually has an automated tool changer on it, so that when you actually step down on this pedal, you can take the tools out and put the tools back in. This is probably the biggest add-on, or most important add-on for this machine once it has a CNC conversion, because it allows you to make tool changes so much more quickly and just carry out and just make your parts that much more quickly. But this is definitely the type of machine, if you're going to be cutting heavy aluminum, titanium, steel, something like that, this is the type of machine you want to use, definitely not a CNC router. I just want to say thanks again for watching my videos. I really appreciate you guys watching. You'd be doing me a huge favor if you could either like, comment, or even better, subscribe, and you'll be notified when new stuff comes out. I'm all over social media, so if you want to see stuff that just never makes it to YouTube, add me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, or come say hi on Twitter. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.